let's have a look what cycling related products have just been in the mail recently. But before all that, coffee first.
From that old Viper man, don't you take that food he's holding in his hand. Just one bite and you'll be swinging with the band. If you hang around that old Viper man.
Alright, so while we're waiting for the coffee, let's talk about the first product. So you might know I've been loving my Sweet Protection Falconer Helmet. I think I have it over 2 years now. And I heard somewhere that you should be replacing your helmet every couple of years because the material is getting more fragile or disintegrating or less robust over time. But maybe, to be honest, I only use that as an excuse to buy this one, like the same helmet, just in a different color, because Stefan was riding it while we've been in Mallorca. You might have seen the Mallorca video. If not, I'm gonna link it here. And I think it's just a beautiful color. It's something slightly different than the typical white and black, maybe red helmets from time to time. So gonna be taking this out on a ride tomorrow. So yeah, so much about the helmet. Next item, but coffee's ready. Let me check it out. So you might remember from my previous videos, I think over the past years, I had 2 gravel bikes actually that I was building up. One, the Yoleo G21, and the other one being the Standard Pfadfinder. Both fun rides and great bikes, but somehow, I gotta say, back then, the roads that I was taking those bikes on for graveling, it didn't really click with me. I didn't really like it, and I thought that gravel is just not for me. That's just nothing that I'm really interested in. But now I recently took out my Bossi Strada road bike and put some Pathfinder Pro gravel tires on it and went into the woods here in Berlin, and I loved it. I was just wishing to have a bike which would accommodate way wider tires, so something like 45 or 50, which is what I now have with the Bossi Grit SS. But the problem is that, as stupid as I am, when I made the decision that gravel is not for me, I also gave away a bunch of my gravel stuff, including my gravel shoes as well as my gravel pedals. So I needed something new right now, so I just bought those Shimano Deore, I guess, XT pedals. I've no idea about all the gravel equipment, so I hope that these are gonna be working fine. I mean, they look... For me, all those gravel pedals all look the same. So if you're a gravel rider and you know these pedals, or you have any other recommendations, let me know down in the comments. But I hope that I didn't throw money out the window by buying these. So of course you can't just ride your road shoes for graveling, because you can't mount those kind of cleats on there. Why? Because the industry just needs to make more money. So yeah, I bought another set of gravel shoes, so let me show you. I just picked the cheapest Fizik shoes that I was able to find, because I know that they fit my foot quite well. The Fizik power strap ones. So yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, black shoe, power strap, no boa. Because for now I wanted to go as cheap as it gets. I mean, maybe not as cheap as it gets, but fairly cheap. So and I found a good deal on those. I think those have been like 80 bucks. Seemed okay to me. So I'm gonna be mounting those cleats and those pedals on the Grit SS today to take it out into the woods tomorrow. But that's not all. There was more stuff in the mail. So first, let's have a quick sip of coffee. So maybe small fun fact that's kind of embarrassing but funny maybe for you is I wasn't really a coffee drinker before I started riding my road bike, and I kind of only did it because it looked like a lot of cyclists are just drinking lots of coffee, you know. And I'm, for example, a not smoker, and while I'm at work, I sometimes felt that I feel a bit excluded for not smoking, you know, because like all the cool people are going outside and smoking and talking about stuff, and then I don't know about the cool topics that they're talking about. And I didn't want this to happen with cycling as well. So when we're at the coffee shop and everybody's having their coffee and I'm just like Coke Zero, or actually regular Coke because you want that sugar. So I gave it a try, and turns out that I actually like it quite a lot. I also enjoy the process of making it quite a bit because it calms you down. But there is still one big question mark that I have with coffee, especially in places like Berlin where everybody's super cool and very hipster. It seems like you want your coffee to taste as sour and as much as vomit as possible because that's cool. I don't know, I don't get it, at least to those fancy hip places that I'm sometimes going to like have an espresso or something. that seem to be highly respected because those places are packed. Every time I get a coffee, it's like, yeah, it's quite a rough one, you know. So maybe it's me, maybe it's just a trend, and people just don't know what they want. I kind of know that I don't want coffee that tastes like vomit. So I'm more the medium to dark roast guy, I guess. As hipster-ish as that sounds, maybe as well. Fun fact, you know, thought you might enjoy that. So let's get to the next item. So I know that years ago I already reviewed this in a different shape and form, but it is the Seasucker, a nice bike mount for your car, which works with suction cups. It is a bit crazy. I mean, before I had the big one where you can mount 2 bikes side by side. Seasucker was so kind for another project that I'm going to talk to you about in a second to send out another free mount. So here, Seasucker. And it sounds quite weird that you're mounting your quite expensive bike potentially on your car with suction cups, but it is actually a really well thought through and solidly tested, I guess, setup. Because I mean, they're advertising this with like drift cars and stuff, and like cars driving at ridiculous speed, drifting, and yeah, and the bike still stays attached. I also never had an issue with any suction cup getting loose. Before, I was actually having 2 bikes on my roof riding a smart car and going, I think, from here to Frankfurt, which is like around 500 kilometers, or from here to Warsaw in Poland, which is also 500 kilometers, with 2 bikes on top mounted by suction cups. And the cool thing with the Smart was that you have a glass roof, so you're able to see if like a suction cup gets loose, because you have those like yellow indicators that show up in case there's like air escaping. But I'm gonna be talking more about this in a dedicated video. But now the thing that we want to do is, a friend of mine has a really nice car, and now, after so many years, I have a really nice bike, at least in my opinion, for me, pretty much the perfect road bike. And yeah, we want to marry those together with the help of the Seasucker and take some nice pictures, you know. So that showed up. Very exciting, but there's more. So just real quick, I need your advice before I show you the next item, and it is about this this Brisk wheel set. You know, maybe from my Mallorca video, how much I love those wheels, because they were just sub 1 kilogram, it's just ridiculous weight. But they built this wheel set for me with these arrow spokes, and but they also provided me with some round carbon spokes. So first of all, it's going to make the wheel set even lighter, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is that these spokes are quite wide, and I want this to become the wheel set for ultra windy days. So I think round spokes are just going to be way more stable than those arrow bladed spokes. So I'm thinking about replacing those spokes by myself, so the arrow ones for the round ones that they provided. Do you think that this is something that I can actually do by myself, or would you rather not recommend it, because I'm gonna end up with a wheel set that I won't be able to ride? So yeah, let me know if you have any experience in this, or if you have the trust that I can actually pull this off. Let me know down in the comments. So now, next item. So while I was in Mallorca, I was seeing Stefan riding all this cool Maap stuff. Yeah, it was a brand that I already wanted to try out, but I thought, it's all gonna be the same anyways, but he told me that it isn't. So I scouted some items, some on a really good deal, on a good sale, some secondhand. So I wasn't burning through money that much, at least. So I bought myself a nice long sleeve white jersey, because I like that white kind of style. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the Maap designs, which are a little bit like too loud, but I think this white one was kind of nice with this little accent. Then to go with this, I also needed some new bib shorts, some lighter ones, and this is, I think, the main difference, because I've been told that their padding is yeah, it's kind of the best in the industry. So far, I thought that ASOS has the best padding in the industry, because it's really impressive. I mean, it's like sitting on a fucking couch in the ASOS bibs, like no discomfort at all, even after super long rides. But I tried these on when they showed up, and I gotta say, those paddings are wider, also in like these areas. So I'm very excited to try them out this weekend, and I'm gonna report back if it really makes a difference, but at least it seems like it's not marginal gains, it's really something different. And then I also bought a vest because it's still quite cold. Yeah, looking forward to compare Maap to Panormal and to ASOS, because there's also a Maap lab now here in Berlin, so I think it would be nice to like join this community a bit, and I felt it would be a little bit weird like showing up there with like competition, wearing competition stuff. Like I just want the free rides with them and not supporting the brand. But let's see. I'm quite optimistic, so that's that. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, one more thing which is hopefully going to show up today or tomorrow before the ride is a little up front mount for here for the 360 camera. Kind of looks heavy and weird, but yeah, I just wanted to give it a try because I think on a gravel bike, which doesn't need to be like super light, it should work fine, and it's going to give me like an additional perspective on how to document those rides. And also, as you see, the Bossi Grit is ready, so I'm going to be taking it out this weekend. So I'm going to do a gravel ride tomorrow, pretty much by myself, because I don't want to hold back anybody, and I think I'm just going to be like slowly dipping my toes into those paths and into gravel riding in general. And then on Sunday I'm going out with my buddies for some road action. And then also while riding, I'm pretty much going to be reviewing the number 6 wheels. So I'm going to be reviewing the G45 wheels on the gravel build, and then on the road bike, so the Bossi Strada, I'm going to be reviewing those number 6 aero wheels in this combination of yeah, having the 58 in the rear and the 45 in the front. So a combination that I think you currently can't buy on their website, because I mean the front wheel is from their 45-50 set and the rear wheel is from the 50-58, but I wanted to have the super deep, or as deep as it gets on their side, wheel in the back, but also wanted to have a wheel in the front with the maximum inner width that they're offering. So that's going to be the setup for the road this weekend, and it's actually already been the setup for quite a while, because I was riding on those wheels whenever I took this bike out on the road on the couple of sunny days that Berlin had recently. So yeah, slightly different episode today. I hope you still enjoyed it. Reviews coming up. The Grit build is either going to be the video before this video or the one after this video. Depends on how much time I'm going to have for editing today and tomorrow morning. And yeah, with that, I'll say, as always, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.